Man, when we get to these Red Star nights, there's some high highs and some low lows, huh?
I mean, there's definitely some high highs, and all high highs except for Sky Lolo.
Yeah, it's crazy because Red Stars B is such a stacked block that every single matchup is amazing in that block.
Everyone's a dream match.
And then you got this Red Stars is just so hate heavy. Like, there's so many people from the faction in this side of the tournament.
True. But here's the funny thing. So when we did our picks, we had Red Stars A, Red Stars B.
Yes.
Red Stars A, everything we got right. Mm-hmm. Red Stars B, we didn't get a single thing right.
Who would have thought?
Well,
who'd have thunk?
I don't know, but it's just kind of funny to tell of two kitties once again.
It is, yes. The B blocks this year have been mind-blowingly weird.
they have, but it was still, I think there's a lot of storytelling in this.
Yes.
And we have to look at it skillfully as always.
Absolutely.
Even if we know what's coming down the pike, we have to judge the moment.
Yes, we have to be present in the moment.
We can't forgive for story. So there was the ultimate negativity on one match. But other than that, it shouldn't tarnish the fact that there's very much a 4-7-5 to 5-star match on the card.
Absolutely. It was a really fun night, regardless, from start to finish, just like the Blue Stars night from before.
Right.
And before we get into talking about it, though, I just want to do a little segue here, because in Red Stars A, this was Manami's bye week.
Yes.
And that was because there was a Sendai Girl show.
There was.
A few hours after this show went on.
Yeah.
And
Shinjuku. It
was so good. Like, once it got to the match where Manami took on Dash Chisako, business just picked up to another level entirely.
Freaking Dash is the scariest.
She's so scary.
The scariest lady.
Absolutely intimidating.
That exists. And when you watch a Dash match, first you wonder, why are all these Dash signs in the audience?
Why does everyone love Dash so much?
And then you start seeing, because she's incredibly violent.
Oh my gosh.
If Suzuki Minoru himself had long hair and, boobs.
Was a woman.
I was trying to say it properly. Basically, Dash is just so violent.
She is, but Manami held her own.
So good. Manami brought it, man.
In this match.
Manami brought it. We never once expected Manami to win this.
No.
But she won in so many ways.
There's a moment in this match where Manami goes to the top rope and Dash puts her feet up, not her knees, her feet.
Oh my God, guys.
Straight up in the air. And Manami lands on her feet with her stomach, and like nothing of hers touches the mat.
Yeah.
She just bounces off of Dash's feet.
Listen, we've all seen it. We've all seen somebody come off the top and they get their feet up and boom, it's in the midsection. Ow. Okay.
Yeah.
But like Raja said, I mean, Manami just Superfly Jimmy Snuka is in the air. She comes down, the feet are up, and it really is just like if there was a cartoon sound right then, just a boing.
It was all forced straight to her midsection, and she could not regain her breath.
No, her soul left her body, and Dash also does these vicious stomps off the top.
Yes.
So that doesn't help that. It's beautiful at the same time because it sets it up so well.
Yes, and following this match, both Manami and Dash were like sweaty and out of breath. They left everything in that ring.
Not as sweaty as the poor damn ref.
Oh my gosh, poor Sendai Girls ref.
One ref all night. Senjo is amazing. You can watch it on Wrestle Universe.
And you should.
And yeah, it's up there. You have to look when it's just streamed. You have to kind of go here and there. You gotta go
searching for it.
But it's there. And from earlier Sunday morning.
Yes, and this show also featured a great tag team match with Bob Momo Banana taking on Vinny and Chi Chi.
Oh my God.
And then calling out Team 200 KG.
Who also had a match.
For a title match. Yes, we got to see Team 200 KG and a bug try to run in on them.
Yes, which was hilarious in its own right.
And in the main event, Mika Iwata versus Takumi Iroha, the kick match of the century.
Yeah, and two of the girls on our short list of who would we like to have in Stardom. full-time.
Joshi-wise, absolutely.
Yeah, full-time. And that is, honestly, mine and Raj's.
It's like our favorites.
Yeah.
Separately and also together.
I mean, if you haven't seen Miss Marvelous herself.
Takumi is just on this level that's indescribable. Like, she has this aura about her when she comes out. She's very retro.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, she was trained by Chigusa Nagayo, so.
Takumi stepped out of 1994.
She's so vicious.
Somehow she skipped all the years between. and that's just who we have, is a true throwback from the viciousness and the stiffness and the unforgiving nature. You know, it's incredible, and we've already gave flowers to Mika multiple times, but I'm telling you, man, we talk about there being levels to this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Takumi is like
top tier
level, and it's so funny because she's just not, it's hard to find her.
Yeah, and it's the best part about it is that the two people in this match, Mika is only 28.
Yeah.
And Takumi's only 31. Like,
right.
They're not even in their prime yet.
No.
They're just getting started with this.
Yeah, love it so much.
And we love to see it. So if you want some more good Joshi wrestling while you're watching the 5-Star Grand Prix, in between shows, go find you some Sinjo.
Yeah, and if you get Wrestle Universe to do that, don't forget there's a Marigold event that's happening imminently.
Yes, very early in the morning. Yeah. Tomorrow they have Julia's last big singles match.
Right.
In Japan before she heads off.
Yep, and it should be a good card by this point.
It should be. Sinjo actually has another show next weekend, the 24th, which will feature the Sendai Girls Championship match between Sariano and Dash Chisako. So,
oh my god,
freaking looking forward to that.
Yeah, and of course Julia's last match will be happening against Mei Sakurai.
Yes,
and so I'm looking forward to watching that.
Very emotional.
Yeah,
stuff.
Should be a good thing. Is Utami better yet? Is she going to be back on this one? Do you know?
I actually don't know.
Okay,
possibly. I hope so.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
So why don't we talk about this Red Stars evening, August 18th in Hyogo? We started off the night with Red Stars A, Maika versus Ruaka, and this was a fine match.
And the fun part to all this is us taking our little virtual trips. So Hyogo, for those of you who don't know, is right down the same area that we've been in for the last couple of days here, and with Kyoto, and
it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Kyoto.
Yeah, definitely. So we're still down in this area. We got some lake nearby. We're good.
Yes, we always Google map it, and we're like, "Where's this place?"
Yeah,
in
how
Japan?
long does it take us to get here? And just do it in our heads and stuff. Great. Match that could have been.
Yes, it was a nice little opener. Very much a power struggle sort of match. They were trying to overpower each other the whole time. My favorite part of this match was when Ruaka got her black box and slammed it over Maika's head, and Maika just stood there and looked at her like,
"Bitch, please."
Excuse you. And then she tried to do it again, and Maika punched it out of her hand, breaking the lid off of it.
Yeah, just
totally over it.
Total Maika. I love the fact that Maika's being booked so strong.
Yeah,
and
me
being
too.
able to show that and smile again. I will say it because she smiled again, folks.
She did. Like, she was smiles, then she wasn't for like 2.5 seconds when she caught the eyes of Saya Kamatani outside the ring.
Such a cool moment. Like,
we suddenly saw that dialed in.
Yeah.
Maika.
You wonder why Maika, why Saya might be there, other than the fact that we're just a close-knit group. But after this match, absolutely, man. After the Michinoku Driver 2.
Oh, yes, put Ruaka away to stay undefeated.
You get to see the fact that Maika definitely goes from smiles to there's Saya Kamatani right in front of her.
And backstage, she made it a point to talk about Saya Kamatani and how she still wants them to meet in the final. She's like, I'm undefeated. I've got 2 matches left. I'm gonna win, and then I'll meet my opponent in the finals. And do you know what I'm talking about, Saya Kamatani? It was like very ominous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I want to see that or not, but I want to see the match.
Me too.
I don't know if I want it to be the final.
I don't know if we want I mean, Saya's like the person we chose to win the whole thing.
It is.
But if she was to meet Micah in the final, do we want her to beat Micah and in this form?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
The thing is, no matter how many points you get in the 5-star Grand Prix, once you hit those quarterfinals, semifinals, you'll be knocked out if you don't win a match.
Yeah, it's
like
all
you're
reset.
gone. So the nice little 2.5-star match to open
absolutely.
up the night.
2.5 stars. I agree.
Next, another Red Stars A match. Good Lord. Yuna Mizumori versus Hazuki.
So if you don't love Yuna Mizumori, I question your ethics.
Yeah.
So Yuna Mizumori comes out, as soon as her music hits, she's just happy, and she makes me happy.
Yes, this is a Yuna who has yet to win a match in the 5-star, and she comes out all smiles, wearing the pineapple sunglasses and the Hawaiian shirt. She's having a great time.
And it makes everybody like excited, and it's what? How could you hate her, Hazuki?
Yeah.
How could you come? Listen, I love Hazuki so much. She's one of my personal top 5.
Yes.
I love her. I think she's underrated. I think she doesn't get her flowers. I think that she is weirdly punished, maybe without even people knowing they're punishing her. It's
right.
Like
it's like
unbiased.
it's like being shadow banned.
It's like unconscious Hazuki bias.
Right.
That happens. I don't know.
We've been there before.
Yeah.
Like we've been victim to the Hazuki bias in the past, but
Yeah.
it's hard to be a Hazuki denier.
Right.
When she comes out here
Yes.
and freaking kills people
Well put.
in the middle of the ring.
She's brutal, man. She's
terrifying.
Totally brutal. And you've got on the notes, Hazuki killed Yuna.
Yeah, I mean, what more do you need?
You bastards.
That senton followed up by the sheerest drop brainbuster that I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, it's totally like gorgeous Jimmy Garvin against a jobber on Saturday night in 1987.
awful.
It was
In the best way.
dropping George South on his head. It was it was absolutely you might be in traction. Everything else in this match was exactly like that.
Yes.
Anytime Yuna started coming up and getting a hope spot, no hope for you, Yuna. What the fuck, Yuna? No hope for you. Boom, boom, boom. Let me give you the hardest chops it's ever been. Let me give you the hardest.
Oh,
Now listen,
man.
it's all pro wrestling. Pro wrestling. It should be like that, right?
Right.
But holy shit.
It was another level
I
of just...
love you, Hazuki.
Oh my god. Like, coming out of Yuna Mizumori having to take a beating from Natsupoi,
Yeah.
and coming into this,
Yeah,
and just
Natsupoi.
getting her ass handed to her.
Natsupoi acted like she fucking stole her bloomers. I mean, like, it was... what is it?
Is there a running joke we don't know
Does
about?
Yuna have like really smelly farts? Does she snore really loud on the bus? Does she keep everybody awake? Does she have like a small animal that pisses in everybody's sandwiches? I want to know. Like, I have to know. Has she slept with everyone's dad? I want to know what the hell the deal is.
What is happening? Why is everyone taking the piss out of Yuna Mizumori?
Yeah, is there something wrong with Yuna? What, like,
We need to know.
Hashtag what's wrong with Yuna?
Oh, she got her mouth busted in this match.
Yeah, luckily.
My goodness.
It
could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, that saved her teeth. That saved her teeth.
I think the worst part of it all was watching Hazuki's backstage comments where she like simply said, before this match, I said Yuna wasn't really in my sights. Well, I guess we saw how that played out today, didn't we? And I was like, what the fuck, Hazuki?
It's like we just listen. And here's the thing. This is the greatest of love
Yes.
that you can have. You got to understand. I want to bring you in. This is more than just for the show. We buy every magazine that Natsupoi is ever on.
Yes.
We buy Hazuki stuff. We love them. We fantasy book them in stupid shit all the time. Listen, we love them. We also love Yuna. We love Yuna because Yuna's a light.
Yes.
Yuna's like a nice little light that brightens up the room on a dark night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she is the light at the end of the tunnel. She is the blue sky behind the gray cloud. She is just a good person that we see. That's what we see. That's what we're presented. We're not ever presented, oh, hey, you know, Yuna freaking push that kid down the fucking stairs. We don't know that, but if that happened, will you please tell us?
Yeah, if there's a reason that we should be enjoying this more.
We're horribly confused with why everyone, because you're in there with like your bitter rival, right? You'll see him in there with like a Saya Kamatani, and yeah, they start out strong, but they don't brutalize her.
We saw Hazuki already in a match against Konami, who stole her tag belt, and it was not this vicious.
No.
And maybe it's because Yuna is Yuna, and it's like easy pickings. Like, I'm doing air quotes.
Do you think they enjoy it?
You think they take advantage of poor Yuna, like to take their steam out, like on Univism?
Like I have to keep my head for this important match.
Right. In this match, I can just go ham.
Oh yeah, I'm just going to brutalize her. And Yuna's so nice in the back. She's like, "No, it's okay.
Great match.
If that helps you get ready, I understand."
This was insane.
Oh my God.
I picked this match totally wrong.
Listen,
I thought
guys,
Yuna was going to get some points here.
We may do it. We're getting ready to launch to Patreon, okay? we were going to get through the 5-star.
Yeah.
And really hopefully build up the brand and just as Inside Baseball and then launch the Patreon. We may do a Patreon special of the greatest hits of Yuna Mizumori. Just
getting killed?
Just from this tournament alone. UWF, back in the late 80s, before they made the mistake of selling and going away. But UWF, Bill Watts, Mid-South Wrestling, whatever you want to call it, this was more traditional Mid-South. They put out these 2 different videos, and they were huge amongst tape traders. And it was basically like the stiffest shots, right?
Right.
It was 2 episodes based solely on, because Bill Watts loved that, like dangerous, knock someone out stuff. He just absolutely adored it. Just absolutely adored it. And like, that's how you take care of it right there, boys. That's how you show them it's real right there. And, like serious injury stuff. But it's that. I could see that.
Right.
This could make that. Some of these shots. But
I'm still stunned by what happened.
Other than that, hey.
That was a good match.
Way to go. Way to
it
go,
kept
Hazuki.
us interested.
Way to go, Hazuki. And here's what's really sick? And we'll go back to our normal language after this, but you know what the really sick fuck part of this is for us?
What?
We graded it 3.5 stars.
It was a good match.
After all that, you dirty, dirty person. You're the one that even said it.
Oh, God.
You're like 3.5.
It was very one-sided, but
it was 3.5 worth of a ass beating, right?
It kept me completely enthralled the entire time.
Yeah.
As far as ass beatings go.
Yeah, I blame us. I blame the people like
our
us.
Fault.
All right.
Oh, God. So we moved on from that to a totally different feel, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Coming out of there. In Red Stars B, Saya Ida versus Mei Seira.
The whole night was a lot of feels, wasn't it? This poor crowd.
Big, strong feelings.
This poor crowd, and we'll get to it later. There's a moment where this crowd would normally be just electric. And they're all
over it.
They all seem like they need crisis counselors.
Like, what are we doing here? Never come back here.
Yeah. That's why we've never seen them run this place that we remember. Because they knew. They're like, let's run this one place. I don't know why they sound like a Russian villain all of a sudden, but let's run this one place, Demetrius.
I was so looking forward to this match, Saida versus Mei Seira. And I was so looking forward to Saida winning.
Here it is.
And getting some points.
I wanted to know why you didn't do 4 stars. Like, I knew there was a reason.
I'm sad. Saida's been eliminated from possibly winning the tournament. Not that she would.
This was a 4-star match. It
was a 4-star match by all accounts.
I asked Raja beforehand, I was like, did we actually give this a grade? And she's like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, it was fine.
I was like, this match was great. This match was incredible.
It was incredible. The match by itself, just match-wise, was incredible. Like, these two are such a match made in heaven, and I love them wrestling each other. I thought, personally, that Saida was going to win and get a high-speed title shot, like do a whole song and dance and continue in the tournament with a small sliver of a chance.
Hey, because she's been Big Match John. She
beat Tam Nakano. Yeah. But it seems that Neo Genesis and Tomoka and Aba have their own little deal here to not lose at all. Even if they're drawing, they're not losing. So they continued that streak here. Mei Seira kept pace with her teammates here in beating Saida. But the match itself was so entertaining. There was like this moment at the beginning where Mei was sitting on Saida's back, just continuously pulling her hair to the point that it messed up Saida's blonde extensions.
Yeah.
And she had to like wrap them around her hand and yank them out because
totally
they were bothering her.
mad about that.
She was pissed.
Yeah.
Saida's freaking flying shoulder tackles out of the corner. She did 2 in a row. She looks like a superhero.
Yeah, she looks like Road Warrior Animal,
Flying
except
out
it's
of
off the
there.
rope instead of, and I mean, it's off like the top rope instead of coming off the ropes like he would do. But yeah, she's amazing, and she's just one muscle that's got different shapes.
She is, and she perfectly kept up with Mei Seira's speed in this match. Plus, her strength gives her that extra little oomph. Unfortunately, there was this reverse shooting star that looked kind of wonky and like it folded Ida's legs up a little there at the end.
It was scary.
That allowed Mei Seira to get the 3 count. And this was following like a rolling star attempt and everything. Like Ida did her absolute best to win this match.
She did, and listen, it could have went either way.
It could have.
There was a lot of back and forth in this. There was a lot. It was a great match. It had the high speed in it. It had the strikes in it. It even had some mat game in it.
Yes.
And
a little bit of everything.
It was everything you would imagine. I will be nice and say 3.75.
No, we can give it 4 stars.
But I would
they deserve it.
I would definitely have it on my list of matches you should watch.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was an amazing match, and it was 2 people that are definitely the future of this company.
Yeah, it shows a lot of what Saida can do in the ring, and Mei Seira just commanding the ring.
I think Saida is, she's one of those that has been easily looked over.
Yes.
And I'll make no height jokes on that. They write themselves. But she's amazing. And I think she truly is being noticed for that now. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that Neo Genesis is coming out as a new faction and being so dominant because
they're running this blog.
A lot of these ladies have not had the success that I feel they should have had previous.
Oh, no. Like, in past years, the high-speed wrestlers, if you want to call them that, have not been given the same sort of grandeur.
Like you said, they've been looked at as juniors. They've been looked at like in New Japan, how you never have, it's the cute little junior's going to get a shot at the heavyweight champ. Ha,
right.
ha, ha, ha.
Right.
And you know how that turns out. It never turns out.
Yes, but as we'll see, even later on in this night, things are a-changing. Neo Genesis has completely rewritten what is possible for these wrestlers in particular.
Being respected.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to see it.
Me too.
After this, we took a little break from block action to pit Aya Sakura, who just had a win last night against Rion, against the polar opposite of that in Natsuka Tora.
Yes.
And I know that this was like a Cosmic Angels setup match for Natsuka Tora challenging Tam Nakano.
Right.
And Aya Sakura is probably the best person to do this because, Poi already had a match.
Except I love Aya Sakura.
I know. And she didn't sit down and take from Tora. She did not just let herself get the crap beat out of her.
Lord, she came through sometimes making me believe that this, there was a moment in this that Raja looks over at me and says, "You don't think."
There was a roll up in particular that I looked over, I was like, wouldn't it be crazy?
Yeah.
Yes, it would be. There was, Aya Sakura picked Natsuka Tora up into a body slam in this match.
But picked her up like, Kevin Nash picking up Al Snow. Like it was
massive pickup.
Yeah, very easy. Or Spike Dudley.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like.
Unfortunately, Natsuka Tora was set out to set an example of Aya Sakura in this match. She targeted her leg the entire time, as she's been doing with Tam Nakano. It was almost like making a mockery of what she's going to do to Tam Nakano in their championship match, is what it felt like to me. It was very like, this, like she put a Tam mask on her. It was like, this is Tam Nakano. Here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And she was able to get the win using that Grand Deathlock that she started utilizing more and more. And poor Aya looked worse for wear following this match.
She did, but
it was a really competitive, really good match.
It was.
As far as matches go, but hurt to watch, especially after the high that Aya Sakura had.
Great setup for the upcoming match.
Absolutely. Back into tournament action in Red Stars A, Natsupoi versus Konami.
Yeah, this was great.
This was fantastic work by both girls. This was probably the best Konami match so far in the tournament. And Poi did some spectacular selling in this match because
so
Konami
good.
was all over her left arm from jump. Like she was like shaking it out, trying her best to get some feeling back in there.
Yeah, it was great because of the selling and because of just the pro wrestling of it all.
Yeah.
I love this match, and I love the fact that Konami worked in the match.
Yeah, she did try to use her spray paint at one point, but was not able to actually use it. So that was nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Poi was not going to take that.
Poi coming up from underneath on this, and honestly, this match went a good length too.
It did. It was a really long match, and there was one point where she dumped Konami on her head with that release suplex, and it was like sideways and upside down, and it was so nasty.
But it was almost like, hey, my arms hurt.
Yeah, it was like, I can't hold you on that side, so you're going this way. But Poi was able to persevere through all the damage that she took and use the Fey Rail gift to win the match and beat Konami for another 2 points.
Yeah, man, she's rolling.
I did not think that. I was worried, that Poi was not going to persevere here, but she was able to get it done, and I love to see it because I want Poi up there in the top names of the block.
If you're not mad at hate, this is probably closer to 4 stars because of the back and forth.
Yeah.
If you're really tired of hate, it's 3.25.
Yes. If you're getting a little sick of the
it's somewhere between 3.25 and 3.75.
Yes.
It's a subjective.
It's in there, in that range.
Yeah, it's
very good match.
Very good match.
In the semi-main event, in Red Stars B, we had Momo Watanabe versus Tam Nakano in a match where both competitors came in with 0 points. And let me tell you, the pain we felt watching this match, it was just so slow in a grueling kind of way. When they did the first 5-minute call, I was like, it's only been 5 minutes. It feels like we've been sitting here for half an hour.
I lost my mind in this match.
Oh, I know. Okay, I know that there was nothing left to lose here. Both of these people have been eliminated. It didn't matter tournament-wise. But I don't understand why this needed to happen the way that it did. There was so much interference. I
hate when you bury the ref.
Yes. Should never mess with the ref to that extent.
And Daichi called interference. Daichi was hit. There was a count broken up that would have been most definitely the 3 count.
Yes.
And it was broken up with Daichi being hit by the damn box.
Yeah. Ruaka just threw her box dead at Daichi. Like, in what universe is that not a disqualification immediately?
It didn't get disqualified. Multiple interference. It was the sickest of the interference that you can have.
And it was constant and the time that was spent in between things happening just for Tam to hold on to her leg and like Momo to just gloat or whatever. It was just like so slow and like it felt like it took forever, even though it didn't go the time limit.
No.
It just felt like we were here forever. And story-wise, I understand you're trying to make Tam a sympathetic babyface, like get all the sympathy possible on her. But I thought that they did a pretty good job of that when she lost her first 3 matches.
Yeah.
And then Tora offered her the championship match. I was like, that's cool. She's like offering it to her when she's at her lowest point because she wants a good chance of beating her. That makes sense.
Right.
And then Momo coming in here to further damage Tam's knee makes sense as well because like get her as hurt as possible before that match. But I would have given Tam a win here. Like at least something that makes me believe that she could win that match against Sasuke
Tora. It
Tora.
felt like Evil was going to be a part of this at any time. Like
Evil joins hate.
That's it. It honestly felt that bad. It was terrible. Like I would give it -5 stars personally, but Raj just talked me into 1 star.
I don't feel like they've believably made Tam a good opponent for this championship. It's the red belt. And she just lost all these matches in a row.
Yeah, and she's hurt.
And they're teasing her about how broken her legs are and stuff.
And they're not showing us that there's going to be any, like, they can just interfere as much as they want.
And maybe that's another part of it. Maybe all of this will lead up to them being banned from ringside or something like that.
Or a cage match.
Or a cage match or something. But right now, it just feels frustrating. And I don't understand it personally.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
It was difficult to get through and hard to watch. And I was glad when it was over.
And I mean, listen, we get pro wrestling. We know, and when they try talking they being hate at the end of this, they weren't allowed to. It was the fans
they were booing
Japan,
the crap out of them.
We're going off about it. And it's the wrong kind of heat.
Yeah.
Listen, it's like a comedian that nonstop cusses to get rises or does potty jokes versus a smart comedian that can actually say very, very controversial things, without having to go to that length. It takes a different level of heel to be able to, there's a subtleness to being a heel that can get just as much heat.
Absolutely.
And, this is just over the top.
It is. It's too much. And I hope that this soon comes to an end, because I thought we were on a good trend of showing that nobody was going to take that anymore with Mayu being Momo and Natsupoi hitting the spray can out of Konami's hand. I was like, hey, maybe they're fighting back and they're not going to let them do the interference.
They've been getting beat like government mules, JR.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make a lot of sense.
And then there's that one match on every Red Stars night where it's we don't care anymore. We're just going to do everything in the same match. And
like you said,
me no likey.
They have not let me down that I can remember.
No.
For making it make sense. So
maybe they will.
I'm hoping that the payoff is so good.
Maybe we'll look back at this and be like, oh, I still don't think I'll like the match.
I will never watch this match again.
Oh, so hard. But that leads us to the main event, which was Mayu Iwatani versus Azumi.
Boy, I bet they were so happy to come out after that.
I think the fans were happy that they were coming out after this.
Usually Mayu Iwatani comes out, music hits, everybody's dancing, and they're happy. Man, it took a second.
Yeah, I think everyone was just kind of deflated, and, exhausted.
The air was out of the room.
It was already hot in there, and they were just over it.
But the air quickly came back in the room, fans, because
oh my goodness,
Mayu Iwatani versus Azumi in the main event on a 5-star Red Star night.
Yes,
tell them about it, Big R.
Oh man, well, this match started with Mayu proving that she's just as fast as Azumi. They just went a million miles an hour right out of the gate. Until the point that Mayu was breathing heavy and she was like, okay, we have to slow down. You got to stop. It was really funny. I love Mayu Iwatani. There was a nasty move from Azumi in this match where she did her double foot stomp from the top rope, but it was to the outside of the ring.
Oh, yeah.
And then she rolled her back in and did it to the inside of the ring.
It was nasty.
This match it's impossible to just call all the things that they did in this match because they did not stop moving the entire time.
That sick ass destroyer.
You got Azumi's crazy Canadian destroyer that just looks crazier every time she does it. Mayu Iwatani throwing thrust kicks everywhere. She tried to do her 2-step dragon suplex but couldn't get it off.
Yeah, I mean, and like you said, it went from Azumi's best offense and most great stuff to the super kicks and the drop kicks of Mayu Iwatani.
Yes.
Just incredible stuff back and forth, and really you didn't know who was going to win.
No, I had my pick was, of course, Mayu Iwatani. I thought we're going undefeated this year, boys.
Yeah.
I was dead wrong.
Yeah, because in the very end of it,
she just hit that combo again.
Yeah, and Azumi wins it.
That Canadian destroyer into the Azumi Sushi is impossible to get out of.
I arguably could say this is one of Azumi's biggest wins in her career.
Oh, absolutely. She beat Mayu Iwatani one-on-one.
In the 5-star.
That's something that Starlight Kid hasn't been able to do.
Yeah, and it was it's a really, really big deal. I know she's had other big wins.
Yes.
But this was really cool. It felt great, and it feels like she's on a roll.
And Azumi remains without a loss in the tournament. Even though she's got 2 draws, she's technically undefeated. And after this match, she claimed that she was going to win the whole thing and then come and challenge Mayu for that IWGP Women's title. So Mayu was like, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just amazing. To grade it is one of those things. It's so hard, but I would definitely put this in that 4.75 to 5-star range.
Oh, yeah. It's right up there, right at the top of all the matches that we've seen in the 5-star so far.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the top 2 at the very least, if not the best match we've seen in the 5-star Grand Prix so far.
Amazing.
And it was a great way to end off the night. I'm glad it didn't end on that hate match.
Yeah, oh, me too.
That would have been awful.
Me too. And again, we love Stardom.
We too.
And we,
with our whole chest.
It's just the fact that damn match, that one really got us, and it's rare to get us like that.
We make it a point to go into things with an open mind and be as positive as possible and like come up with things that would make things make sense and why they would be doing them and why we can enjoy them. But sometimes even we are like, no, this isn't working for us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So that brings us to the Red Stars standings after this night. In Red Stars A, alone at the top of the block with 8 points, we have Maika going undefeated in her first 4. She's got 2 left. Then Hazuki and Natsupoi each have 6. Manami still has 5. Konami has 4. Ruaka has 1. And Yuna Mizumori has 0.
Yes.
So Ruaka and Yuna Mizumori have been eliminated from potentially getting
Konami
into the end. And Konami now has also been eliminated because she can only possibly get 6 points, and the people who have 6 or more points have beat her. So there's no room in the finals for Konami.
Sorry, Konami.
So that really tightens up the block there with Maika, Manami, Hazuki, and Natsupoi. All great names to have at the top of your Red Stars A block.
I think out of this, obviously, we're still looking at Maika, Hazuki, or Natsupoi as being the ones going. It's
Hazuki, Natsupoi is like a toss-up right now.
Yeah, that's the hard part. We're pretty sure that it's going to be Maika. But Hazuki and Natsupoi, one of those two.
It might come down to their match.
Yeah. Well, it very much will.
So we can decide there which one of them are going.
Absolutely.
In Red Stars B, we have Azumi now at the top of the block with alone 8 points. Mayu Iwatani, Tomoka Inaba, Mei Seira all have 6 points. Saya Ida and Momo Watanabe now have 2 points, and Tam Nakano still has 0 points.
Yeah.
So that effectively eliminates Saya Ida from this past night. We know Momo and Tam were already eliminated from possibly winning, which leaves the O2 crew and Mayu Iwatani in contention.
Right. So we have Tomoka Inaba, Mei Seira, Azumi, and Mayu Iwatani.
All great names.
And honestly, I don't see Tomoka being one of the ones here at the end. I think she's going to eat a couple losses.
Probably.
There again, I think Mei Seira will as well. But I mean, Mei Seira, when she eats losses, has to defend that belt possibly.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
That's also something you got to keep in mind. So
and after we saw what we saw last night, Mayu Iwatani, her last 2 matches are against Tomoka Inaba and Mei Seira.
Yeah.
So Azumi beat her. There's nothing at all saying that she won't drop these last 2 matches to Mei Seira and Tomoka Inaba.
There's not, except for the fact she won't.
I think Mayu and Azumi are still the favorites.
Me
for
too.
Sure. Very much so.
Me too. Azumi's very much wanted to surpass Mayu for a long time, and
she's right there.
Yeah. So, I Mayu Iwatani, Azumi, definitely is going to be the two.
I think so too. So our next show is on August the 20th, which is Tuesday. It's a 5:30 a.m. show, our time, 6:30 p.m. Japanese time in Osaka.
Yes, early morning.
It's a Blue Stars night, so it'll be good fun. And let's do some picking to see who's going to win.
Let's pick it.
Blue Stars A, Xena versus Sariano.
Such a violent match.
Oh gosh, they're gonna kill each other.
It's such a violent match.
And Sariano's gonna give her those eyes. I can already feel it coming.
Yeah, this one's hard, man. I can easily see this going either way.
Me too.
I am going to stay with Sariano.
I think Sariano's probably the safe pick. I mean, she has 5 points and Xena has 4, but it would do less damage to Xena to lose this match. But I think Saori definitely needs to get up there in the points range near the top of the block. Shiri versus Koguma.
Yeah, and poor Kuma.
Poor Kuma.
I believe this is going to be Shiri. Without,
I think so too,
without a doubt.
And there's a very good chance that Koguma ends up being eliminated after this night is over.
Yeah.
Depending on which way the points go, and Shiri beating her is just one way of doing that, settling that.
Yeah.
And then Anna Jay versus Miyu Amasaki.
I feel Anna Jay gets the win here.
I think so too. I think it's time for Anna Jay to pick up a couple more points.
Yeah.
And Miyu Amasaki is unfortunately the perfect way to do that.
It is, and this is probably be Anna's last points, but
maybe, yeah, probably. There's no saying.
Yeah, but I think she'll get the points on this one.
In Blue Stars B, we have Suzu Suzuki versus Tekla.
This one I think Suzu will pick up.
I hope so. I'm voting for Suzu to win. I love Suzu Suzuki.
I know.
They're both very close in points because there's still so much to go in Blue Stars. So Suzu has 3 and Tekla has 2. So very evenly matched. And hopefully there won't be too many shenanigans in this match. Saya Kamatani versus Saki Kashima.
So this is going to be the fun one. This is my main event because
this is Saki Kashima dialed in.
Yeah, this is Saki Kashima being serious. And as she said, I'm going to be serious with hate. And
yes,
she's mad. She's pissed off. I think that Saki Kashima is going to win this match.
Yeah, I think she comes out there with the pachinko advert, but I think she just immediately drops it and goes to work.
Yeah. I think that whole advert thing has been
a ploy
to get to this point.
A clever ploy.
I think it's been to get to this point so people are completely shocked when she drops it and she just goes nuts. And I think that it's a quick match because if you're going to beat your top star, you want it to be a slip over.
Right. You kind of got to do a flurry and surprise them and get them off guard and then pull them into a pin.
It can't be the fact that we fought hard back and forth and all this stuff.
No, because then Saya would definitely win.
It's not believable. So it's going to be a quick roll up and 1, 2, 3, maybe under 20 seconds.
That would be awesome. I think Saki definitely needs to win here, and I think her being serious about it is going to lend to that.
Absolutely.
Lastly, we have Rani Yagami taking on Risa Sera.
And this the easy money on this is some more points for Risa Sera.
Yeah, I'd love to see Rana get another win, but
yeah.
I'm not sure it's in this match.
No, I think that's almost like the obligatory points.
I think it'll be a really cool match.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see these two match up and what they can do in the ring together.
And you never know. That's the thing. You never know.
You really don't. In this year's tournament, nothing's for sure.
Yeah.
Everything's uncertain.
And listen, everybody loves uncertainty.
I do. I've been enjoying the heck out of myself during this tournament. And even the matches where I'm like, that wasn't that fun. I'm still like, gonna watch it and enjoy myself because it's wrestling.
Still enjoying it. So, I'm excited about watching it. I'm excited about, everything that's coming up in the next 24, 48 hours.
We are so close already to the end because
My God.
we have the 20th, the 23rd, the 24th. Then the 25th is the final night of block action. Then we have the 28th and the 31st for the finals tournaments.
Yeah.
Which is just mind-blowing that it's already.
And if you throw all in there and everything else, it's unbelievable.
Seeing Mina back in AEW has been a delight.
Yeah. Just cool stuff, man. I'm excited.
Absolutely amazing. And we want to thank you all for listening to these reviews as they come out and giving us your thoughts in the comments and all that. We love to hear what you think of what's going on in the 5-Star Grand Prix. But make sure you're following us on all of our socials at Wrestling Is Her. We live tweet during the shows and share silly things and all the things that we love about
and be sure
Joshi.
to like it, subscribe, however you're listening to it, and tell your friends, tell your enemies,
leave a review, all that fun
good
stuff. But for now, I'm Raja, he's John, and we will see you next time on Wrestling Is Her.
Bye.